Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Broadcasting from Ibadan, Oyo State, brings you wholesome programs for you and your family.
Right, a very great Monday morning to you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for joining us. This great Monday morning. Today is the second day in the month of February 2026. From our studio right now, it is 6:32 a.m. Good morning to you. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo, and this is Perspectives Unlimited, where we bring you top stories making the rounds in the nation, Nigeria, for today. We go the extra mile by taking you beyond the news to help you understand better with in-depth analysis. We take stories from the major dailies in Nigeria, all of them published today, the 2nd of February 2026. Once again, you're welcome to the program. If you check your dial, you realize you're listening to 89.3 FM, or your state's number one family radio station, broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. Once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Ayo. Let's begin with the Punch newspaper. On the Punch for today on page 18, coup. I was marked for arrest, assassination, Defense Minister Musa explains. On page 2, Defense Headquarters faces heat as military personnel bypass airport checks. On page 8 of the Punch, health workers strike grounds hospitals. On page 9, Ogun Ondo in fresh battle over oil-rich boundary island on page 9. The major stories on page 2, travels presidency spends 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. Presidency spends 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. Foreign trips, aircraft maintenance costs fall as FX purchases plunged 83% in 2025. On page 8 of the Punch, Osun Assembly APC chairman clash over local government funds. In Lagos State, Makoko demolition, Lagos Assembly to meet community leaders on Tuesday. And finally, on the Punch newspaper, Ohando records 33.2 trillion naira revenue amid oil production surge. You find that on page 36 of the Punch today. Now to the Nigerian Tribune for today. Osun Assembly vows to recover all diverted local government funds. Osun Assembly vows to recover all diverted local government funds. Restates oversight legislative power over local government on page 23. On page 5 of the Tribune, free meters, discos, the 5 ministers' directive focus on Band A customers. On the same page, concern overhood cash outside banking system despite surge in digital transactions. You find it on page 5. West African leaders meet in Ghana, agree on regional security framework, says region now global epicenter of terrorism, violent extremism on page 2. On page 3 of the Tribune, oil spill, Ijo youth threaten to shut down oil facility on page 3. And also oil discovery at Eba Ogun government reaffirms jurisdiction, cite legal historical evidence on page 2. And on the same page, my team will continue where I stop in 2027, says Makinde, as Peter Obi louds the gov for uplift of state. Moving on, still in Oyo State, Oyo National Park Office, police arrest 7 suspects on page 4. And finally, on the Nigerian Tribune, Labour Party holds congresses in March. Uti Usman El Jabure orders to shut the sword, seek reconciliation. Party wishes to be well in ADC. Your victory is temporal. Abure Camp replies. "2027 polls, fear of postponement looms over delayed electoral law, I beg your pardon. That is on the Vanguard for today. Soludo, there's a story about Anambra State here. Soludo on its traders face off, showdown looms in Anambra today. Another story here, business buckle under debt as default push bad loans to 21.2 trillion naira. And also Dangote NNPC seals strategic gas agreement. And that's all we can take or serve you this morning as regards the front page stories. Welcome to the show. Once again, you're welcome to the program. You can watch us live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. And also you can like us, like the video, share the video, and drop your comment for us on that same platform. That's on Facebook. You can listen live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.wellsradio893.com. And also download, of course, Radio Garden right on your phone to get all that you need to know about Wells Radio 89.3 FM. You can stream us live on that same platform from everywhere and anywhere in the world. With me in the studio this morning to make sense of all the stories that we will be bringing your way, Chukwemeka Munachiso. Good morning to you, Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning to you. How are you doing and how was your weekend?
I'm doing fine, and the weekend was fine. By the special grace of God, we thank God that we are alive.
Any special events this
No
weekend?
special event, because people are worried, of doing things anyhow they like these days. And there's no special event, no special event.
All right, let's start with stories from Anambra State.
Because it's my state.
Because I lived there.
And you are part of us.
All right. I mean, I'm very interested in that story, especially for another order. Last week was a different thing, in Onitsha, where the market was shut down for I think a week.
A week, yeah.
Yes, a whole long week in Onitsha main market. I can only imagine. I got phone calls from some of my folks who that's their life.
Who are in the market.
That's their life. And it's shocking to see phone calls from them. Where do you have the time to be calling people? Then I can connect, the market is down for a whole week. Now, the story here says, Soludo and Onitsha traders face off. Showdown looms in Anambra State today. Attention will focus on the commercial city of Onitsha today as Governor Chukwuma Soludo and traders of the Onitsha main market square off over the continued observance of the Monday sit at home. The standoff follows the governor's determination to end the weekly shutdown, which has crippled economic activities in Anambra State since it was introduced by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in protest against the detention of its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Last week was tense in the state as the governor ordered the closure of the main market for 1 week, directing that it must reopen today. The move sparked protests by IPOB sympathizers who responded by declaring a sit-at-home across market in the southeast. Feelers from security sources indicated that government and security agencies are determined to ensure that markets open and that traders conduct business without harassment. A joint security meeting was held at weekend to finalize deployment of personnel and logistics for today's operation in the market and other major areas in Onitsha. On their part, leaders of various markets, following a meeting with the governor on Thursday, have been reaching out to the suspected separatist agitators, urging restraint and calm. A prominent trader appealed to traders to open their shops today to avoid giving the government ground to proceed with drastic action. His appeal followed Soludo's announcement that the state would immediately commence the remodeling of the Onitsha main market. Traders fear that reconstruction could lead to loss of shops for extended periods or permanently. All right, addressing stakeholders at the government house in Oka, the governor said the market had declined severely due to the sit-at-home and, of course, years of poor urban planning. The market in its current state is no longer functional. We've done the study. Main market has literally died, he said, recalling its orderly layout in the late 1970s when trucks and shoppers moved freely. Obviously, if you go to the main market, you find it hard to move in that area. It's such a big market. But that's not the challenge here. The first one is, of course, the sit-at-home order by the IPOB. And, of course, the governor saying that, hey, return back there. I want us to look at the fear. Even in the, amidst the words of the governor, that's the chief security officer of the state, telling you to go back to the market, you still see that some traders are still exercising fear and may, as it is looking, may want to comply with maybe sit at home rather than go back to the market on the heels of the statement of the governor. Let's look at that
you see,
and the way forward.
Ayo, thank God that you raised up this issue. I have severally spoken against sit-at-home order, and even among some of the platforms we have outside the southeast, where we have Igbos in majority. I've spoken about it, against it severally, pointing out the fact that the sit-at-home has outlived its usefulness. And because of the revenue loss, that it is no longer tenable to tell people to sit at home. You understand? I wrote against it, and I spoke against it physically whenever we meet to deliberate on what is going on in the southeast, especially among Igbos in diaspora here. Now, Soludo is not treating the issue with intelligence, because if you cannot just threaten people that go back to the market, and you know exactly what happened to those who went back. People died. Gunmen came out and killed a lot of people. And you have not made provision for security of the people that were asking to go back. That's where the governor defaulted. You should have made adequate security preparation in the market so that people who are coming to reopen their shops, because most of them are not reopening, not because they love IPOB. No. They are not reopening because they are afraid of losing their lives in the course of going to the market. So what I expected the governor to do, first of all, you create an enabling environment for these traders to come back to the market by making sure that security operatives are everywhere. You didn't do that. And you stay in Oka and you are giving order. Oh, go back. If you don't go, I will demolish your shop. Who does that? That's recklessness on the part of the governor. You see? And the IPOB has the sit-at-home order is no longer working. It can never work. Anambra State is losing a lot of money. And believe me, some of the traders in that market, they have even come to accept that day as the day they hold their meetings. The day they do so many things. Now, you threaten the traders, you are threatening banks, you are threatening schools, you are threatening everybody in Anambra State. Why not find out, first of all, I believe in non-kinetic approach to some of the issues. Why not call these people? What actually do you hope to benefit from this sit at home? They are not faceless. You know them. Let us see them now. They not are dialoguing with criminals, people that are even carrying gun, people that have murdered and killed and raped. You are not even doing that. You are even threatening people. People and you know them. Why not bring them to a round table? This thing is not helping us, and it's not helping Anambra State. It's not. Anambra State is a huge market, and they are losing billions every time they sit at home on Mondays. And also, the best thing the governor ought to have done is this thing that I'm saying. Call all the stakeholders. How do we, if you don't want to deal with IPOB because they are non-state actors, good. But make sure that security operatives, not Agune Chamber is not because you turn them into, if Agune Chamber should dabble into this, it is going to be messy. Because IPOB and Agune Chamber they will slug it out and the people will suffer.
And they are expected to be on ground.
Yes, they are not.
At least today to ensure.
You understand? But if you are threatening traders that if you don't open your shop, I demolish it, that is recklessness. And Soludo is even a good example in Anambra State that education does not confer intelligence on people or wisdom.
Let's look at different views now. Unfortunately, I have the soundbite, but it's quite long and time will not permit us to take it. Where the governor said in time past he's had conversation with Nnamdi Kanu, even at the DSS, detention about this sit at home, and he condemned it. Right, and so there seemed to be a strong division.
There is this
even between the IPOB. Let me take the reaction of the IPOB here. They have also come out to condemn the closure of the market, and on the 30th of January declared a Biafra-wide sit at home for today, not just in Anambra State but across, the southeast. 2nd of February, in a statement by the spokesman in Powerful, the group described the action as peaceful civil disobedience and labeled Soludo's move as tyrannical and economic warfare, insisting that only Kanu's release can end the sit-at-home order in the state. If Kanu is condemning sit-at-home, his men, so to say, are saying no, only the sit-at-home. What is going on here? This seemed to have gone beyond Nnamdi Kanu himself. Yeah.
You see, Nnamdi Kanu, this sit-at-home order, he never supported it. If from what I read before he was put in prison, you understand. And don't forget that these IPOB people, there are a lot of interest groups in IPOB. There are a lot of interest groups. There are a lot of people who operate under IPOB, and yet they are not IPOB. That is one thing government must know. There are a lot of people who are operating under IPOB, but yet they are not part of IPOB. I'm not speaking for IPOB, but I know that sit at home, like I said, is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. You cannot cut off your head because you have headache. It's wrong. People must live to make money. This Onitsha we are talking of, this market, just about 30 kilometers to my own town. People go from my town to Onitsha on daily basis because they want to buy and sell. And this thing is affecting so many things in the towns around Onitsha axis. So sit at home is not the best. It has outlived its usefulness. It was in the early days where Nnamdi Kanu was still that people really listen to them. But the reason why people are now coming out to now is because of the danger to their lives, which the governor is not addressing. If you address the danger to the people who are obeying this order. People will come out and nobody wants to sit at home on Mondays. If I make a call home every Monday, my people are at home. They don't come out. What is it going? I didn't even know that the sit at home order was still in operation. They say, don't you know that today is Monday? Even schools, banks, everything.
Absolutely.
You understand? So the best way to address it is not through threats of you demolish shop. You don't do that.
Should we be concerned about how powerful non-state actors can be? And then people seem to, I don't want to use the word obey, but for lack of a better word, people want to obey, statements coming from non-state actors.
Is the failure of Nigerian state? Nigerian state is a failure of the Nigerian state. Nigerian state has lost steam all round, not only in the southeast, everywhere. That's why they say something, nobody listens to them. It's a weakened state. It's a state that is not functioning as a state. Honestly speaking, that is the reason why non-state actors will come and be issuing orders and citizens are obeying because they don't see them as alternative. If Nigerian state is living up to its usefulness, we won't be having all this conversation. You understand? If Nigerian state is actually living as a state where law is law, everybody is under the flag, we won't be having this conversation. But Nigerian state is a weakened state. And what weakened it? Corruption. Lust for power. Power without intelligence is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. That's why look at our institutions. Institutional decay all over. So how do you think that citizens will put their trust in such institutions? They will not. That's why citizens are obeying non-state actors rather than the government.
All right. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has reminded Indigo and lovers of Biafra that the sit at home it's declared on Monday, which is today, will hold, saying it has not been cancelled. All right. The statement by its media publicity secretary, Mapafu, titled Monday, 2nd February 2026, sit at home is sacrosanct and will hold, adding that no All Progressives Congress government will stop it. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and see what the developing stories would look like. I just hope that the word of the governor will not be that of authoritative words, rather than also putting things in place to protect the lives and property of them. But do you think? Well, traders are saying they are going to come out today. IPOB is saying that it's sacrosanct. What do you expect would happen in Onitsha today? Do you see the traders coming out and opening their shops like they do on other days of the week, or do you still see some of them with cold feet? Maybe open the shops and just open a wing of it and
not many of them
shutting the other side.
Not many of them will come out because many of them they belong to Soludo's. There's politics in this thing.
I was going to ask that.
Yes.
What's the politics in all of this?
The politics there is that many of them that are in sympathy with IPOB will not come out. Many of them that are in the good book of Soludo will come out. But there will not be many. But what I'm saying is that Soludo ought not to have been threatening people. First of all, you call for a roundtable meeting. What exactly have we benefited from this sit at home? You dialogue with people. I believe in dialogue. Right. Ask them some hard questions. What have we benefited? This is what we have lost as revenue. People, they are not animals. They will listen to you. But you didn't do any of this. Okay, let's.
Do you think IPOB would listen to the government?
They will. Call them.
When their leaders seem to say no, and then the other people are saying yes, that's the only way.
It depends on approach. There is nothing that cannot be resolved. It depends on approach. You understand? You call them to a roundtable conference. Let everybody come. These people are coming from somewhere. You call traditional rulers. Call them. They are people like Achebe, the Igbo furniture. Call all these. But the thing is that Soludo and Achebe and all those traditional rulers are not. They are not together again because even the church is powerful in the southeast. Absolutely. The Catholic Church is not working with Soludo because Soludo really threatened all of them. So that's why they left him. These are the agencies he would have used to bring peace in Anambra State. But he's not doing that. He's acting alone. That's why he's threatening everybody. If he's working with traditional institutions, working with the church, there will be no problem.
Do you see this also taking effect in other southeastern states? I mean, Anambra is at the forefront because, of course, Onitsha is big. And I'm looking forward to what would happen in Aba today. But do you think this is going to be a thing in other southeastern states? Or the IPOB would just want to focus on it in itself.
You see, Aba is a different kettle of fish. Oti will not follow this route. Governor Oti is cool-headed. But he can't speak to Aba people. Aba is even more dangerous than Onitsha. Because Aba is a flashpoint in the southeast. Whatever that want to happen in the southeast, it doesn't start from Onitsha. It starts from Aba. So he will not address them that way. He will not. But I don't see it happening in Aba because of the governor's approach to the problem.
All right, we keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully before the news at 12, we're going to get, development to that particular story. Let's move to the Punch. Presidency spends 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. The presidency spent at least 34.39 billion naira on foreign exchange purchases for international travel and related obligations over a 2-year period. The figure is according to data compiled by the government spending tracking managed by budget. The records, which covers transactions by the State House, presidential, air fleets, the office of the Chief of Staff, operations linked to the president, the vice president, the first lady, and their aide, shows a sharp swing in spending patterns between 2024 and 2025. An analysis of the data shows that 2024 accounted for the bulk of the expenditure, with total forex purchases of 29.35 billion, while 2025 recorded 5.04 billion naira. This represents a year-on-year decline of 82.8%, aligning with broader trends in foreign exchange market, where the naira has stabilized following policy reforms and improved dollar inflow. The transactions largely relate to the purchase of foreign currencies for official trips, aviation operation, codes, training programs, and logistics for international engagement involving top officials right there. The data is up on the internet for you to see. Between March and May 2024, the presidential air fleet's Naira transit account recorded purchases of about 1.27 billion naira each on the 7th of March to the 9th March, April 6th and 11th of May, and May 2025, alongside larger tranches of 5.08 billion on April 23rd and 2.43 billion on the 8th of May. It's a long read here, Chukwemeka, but from what we have here, presidency spent 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. Interesting times. Again, if you want to read yourself, please grab a copy of The Punch for today to read that story.
You see, when you're reading that thing, I just we love to our leaders love to travel. They love to travel, and the love of travel. I don't know whether it is part of the reason why they aspire to be leaders. I don't know whether it gives them an opportunity to see the world, like Ebenezer Obey's song "Ajala Travel All Over the World." Why are they traveling? Look, Ayo, in a country where people, I have not read about some of the presidents of some countries leaving their country and practically flying all over the place. Buhari did this for 8 years. What did Buhari bring? Nothing. Our president has started traveling all over the place. What are they traveling? What are they bringing home? Bilateral relationship with who? What is it? Look, sensible countries are even pulling out from some organizations because what they are giving is they don't see. They are not getting anything. These things, every travel you must bring something home. You don't just wake up and say, I want to look at Turkey. We went to Turkey. What do we expect to get from Turkey? Turkey is a state where most of the structures of democracy have been weakened, and nothing is working in Turkey. If you look at it, it looks like a country of democracy, but it's not. Is that what we are traveling? What do we hope to get bilateral relationship with Turkey? What do we hope to get from Turkey? Go and check activities of Turkey in the Middle East. Have some countries that they're not even dealing with them, but we are dealing with them. One day we wake up and here we want to have a bilateral relationship with Afghanistan. What are we going to get from Afghanistan?
Let's take a break very quickly. When we come back right after this break, we're going to, dig deeper into this particular spending and how it affects the everyday Nigeria and Nigerians. We will be right back in a moment. Do stay with us.
The Financial Services Regulation and Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, and the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, don't join body to warn everybody of the plenty wahala where the illegal financial operators, IFOs, they cause every day, where they spoil and scatterbalance the trust where public people get on top anything where concern money for Obodo Nigeria. Them they advise us to stop to dey follow and do business with financial money operators when no get license. Abeg, confirm the license of those kind company on top these websites them: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any fake financial people or money scam where you suspect, call CBN 0817-665-7060, SEC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values. With world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results, we ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704-530-8414 or 0814-177-2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811-223-2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
There is a reason for which God put you where you are. You need to find it so that you can live a life of impact.
It's something new on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan.
Today is your day of freedom. Today is your day of deliverance.
It's Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah, a 15-minute teaching of God's Word by Pastor Sarah Omaku, Senior Pastor of Family Worship Center. The world is filled with bad news, fear, and anxiety. But God's timeless word brings good news of hope and victory.
If God says you can, you can. If God says you can move, you can move. If God says you will make it, you will make it. Nobody can stop you.
Join Pastor Sarah Omaku on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan and learn how to win in life using God's word every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah on the station. Don't miss it.
Family is not defined by blood, events, headlines, or frequencies. It's our shuffled feet in the busy streets, the levity of the birds upon the brown rooftops, indigenous, nuclear. The blue sky coming to greet us on a sunless morning, safe, clean, wholesome, somewhere between truth and fiction. Wells Radio 89.3 FM Oluyole Estate, a gallery built from mere words of culture, heritage, music, brush strokes visible on an artwork, the rhythm of repetition. Family is not defined by blood, it is togetherness, heirlooms in diaspora, with open arms to embrace through thick and thin. This home, your family, this radio is your radio. My name is Jesu Joba Isaac. I will keep listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, this is Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state's number one family radio station. We're still going through the dailies together, and you too can join the conversation this morning. 0916 893 1000 or 0915 333 893. And you can also call 0911 333 3893. You can use any other phone lines to engage with us live in the studio this morning. Your view, your perspective on any of the stories, and even any other story making the round in Nigeria today. Another part of the report says that a further breakdown of the Gulf spend data also shows that aviation-related expenses remain a major driver of forex demand. The State House and Office of the Chief of Staff accounted for smaller but still significant account, often linked directly to specific trips by the President, the Vice, the First Lady. These include forex purchases of quote, accommodation, logistics, and protocol obligation. Let's talk about the exchange rate and how that may also be a factor.
It's a big factor.
To the increase we're seeing here.
It is a very big factor because the exchange rate is very high. It's a very big factor. But the issue is this, Ayo. The problem at home, like I have always said, when you travel outside the shores of Nigeria in search of investors, where does it make sense that you are the one going to drag them to Nigeria? You don't drag investors to come to your country. What you do as a leader is that you sit back at home. What is the problem that is driving people away from our country? You address that problem, which number one is insecurity. Ayo, if the president should sit down in Nigeria and address holistically the problem of insecurity, we don't need anybody to come and invest here. People will come. On their own, they will bring in their money because they are not coming to dash us money. They are coming to do business and make money. But when you are rolling all over the world and say you are going to bring investors into Nigeria, how can they come in a country where governors are sitting down with terrorists, dialoguing with them, even nursing the idea of releasing people that have stood before the law? How do you expect people to bring their money into such an economy? You expect people to bring their money into an economy where people are just behaving the way they like? They can't. You want to bring investors to an economy where somebody that is accused of spending somebody before EFCC, he went to court and is permitted to travel abroad to go and pray. Which investor will come in with his hard-earned money into such an economy? What you do is that first of all you sit down at home. Can we resolve this problem? Anyhow you want to resolve it. Let there be no killings. Every day we wake up in Nigeria, many people kidnapped, soldiers killed, civilians abducted. Okay, this morning again, I don't know the part of North where they burned down some churches. And yet, you are moving about trying to. How do you convince them? If Nigerians are not asking for a scorecard, outsiders will ask for your scorecard. They will ask you, what are you doing in your country? What news is coming out of your country? If they are not palatable, they can't come. So our leaders are just going on a jamboree, spending money that we don't even have. You first of all put your house in order. Let people come and do business with you. That's the order of things. But when you do it the other way around, you didn't fix the security situation. Power situation is there. Every day the grid is collapsing. It has collapsed about 3 times in 1 month. And you want people, are they coming with their generator to come and power the industry they want to build? They can't come. There are some things we need to fix fix them up, before we now begin to look. We don't even begin to look. We will not even ask them to come. They will come on their own, because they are coming knowing full well that our economy is okay. Enabling environment has been created. There are things. What happened to the big industry that have left the shores of this country? Power. When they kept on generating power by themselves, because government cannot generate it, what do you expect them to do? They will go. And when they go, other countries will ask them, why did you leave Nigerian economy? They will tell the story. So when you go there as a leader and you are telling them to come, they will point to somebody and said, these people were with you. They left because of so and so reason. How can they come? They can't come. So first and foremost, I love the president. I want him to succeed. Every Nigerian prays for him to succeed, because if he succeeds, all of us will succeed. But do things this way. Sit down at home. Let's resolve the problems we have. There are too many. Don't travel. Even for 6 months, stay here. Stay back and call people. You are not expected to have all the solution. No, you are not expected. Call people who know the solution to the problems we are having. Irrespective of religion or ethnicity or politics, wherever they are coming from, sit down. Nigeria is for all of us. Why do we solve this problem? When there is something like peace, there is no kidnapping, there is no killing, things are beginning to be normal. Do you think you don't need people to go and call them? They will come on their own, because they know that things are taking shape in Nigeria. Let me go down and put in money.
All right, let's move away from that story while we expect you to share your thought and view with us on the program this morning on that particular conversation as regards the presidency spending about 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. We would like to have your perspective on that. We'll move away from that to security. I was marked for arrest, assassination. Defense Minister Christopher Musa explained on Sunday, and he disclosed that he was among the intended target of the recently failed coup in the country. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, Mr. George. Thank you for calling.
Mr. George calling you from Nigeria.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Our leaders, they are handling issues as if the people they are ruling, they don't matter, or they have no brain to reason. Ayo, the companies that left Nigeria, did they go to outside Africa? Most of them are within the countries around us here, because the condition of living there is better than what they are getting here, especially the issue of power. This government has been on for 3 years plus now. They cannot fix that power. The citizens of Nigeria are powering their own light. They are providing water, essential commodity for every living being. Water. People are building houses and digging boreholes to be able to get water to drink. Walk around Ibadan now, you see children carrying buckets, women carrying buckets, looking for water that they want to use in their houses. And this thing does not matter to the leaders of this country. And you are traveling out to say you are going to bring business. Which business? Do they think that we have no brain? They should reason at least. Where they are going, do they see people carrying buckets running up and down for water? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George. Thank you for your call this morning. You can join the conversation to 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Let's talk about the failed coup here. The Defense Minister, General Christopher Musa, retired on Sunday, disclosed that he was among the intended target of the failed coup plot against President Bola Tinubu, revealing that the conspirators planned to arrest or shoot him if he resisted. Musa made the disclosure while speaking as a guest on the television show, where he also described the suspect behind the plot as a bunch of very unserious individuals. While admitting that he played a key role in helping security agencies nip the plot in the bud, the former chief of defense staff said he was personally marked for arrest by the plotters. If he doesn't succeed, what consequences come, and so many more, he explained in that report. Musa dismissed the capacity of the suspect to successfully challenge the Nigerian state, saying their action showed a complete misunderstanding of Nigeria's democratic history and the strength of the armed forces. Another failed coup in Nigeria. I know before the end of last year, there was another failed one. And then this is another one, which, of course, the defense minister is referring to. Let's look at this story side by side with some of the recent happenings again.
No, I think he was just referring to the one of last year. That's what he was saying. And I don't want to say to dwell on what General Musa Christopher retired is saying about being marked to be shot. What has he done since he became the Minister of Defense? That's the question Nigerians are asking. What has he done?
This is probably one.
No. It's not just enough to come to the television and be talking. You are marked to be shot. Since you became Minister of Defense, has there been is there a change in the narrative in what is going on in Nigeria? Tell me, since he became the minister, or even when he was the Minister of Defense without retiring, what did he do? So that's the question.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
John Okrafo from Ibadan here.
All right, good morning, John Okrafo. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, what Christopher Musa is telling us now is true. At the beginning, they denied that such a thing did not happen. Is it not true? How come now he's telling us now that he was marked to be killed? Let me go back to Onitsha main market. Onitsha is an international market. It's not a national market. It is not a national market. It's an international. Other African countries come to Onitsha to buy goods every day. Across the country, they go there. Even in Molepe here, every night they load and go there. And there's such a person that called himself an economist knows how much he's making in a day through that market. He decided to close it for 7 days just because they decided to observe 1 day in a week. But he, as an economist, decided to close it by 7 days. That is to tell you that to go to school is not wisdom. Let me tell you, Soludo have made us to know that there is sit at home in the East. Everybody thinks that there is nothing like sit at home again. In Ayo State, unless he doesn't talk to anybody about that. On Mondays, because I do communicate with them, they do go out on Mondays.
That's an Abia State, right? That's
yes,
an Abia.
Abba, they go out and they come back just because the man doesn't interfere. Gradually, people have started going out. But now, he was somebody that called himself a professor.
Mr. John, let me ask you, what do you think makes Anambra State different in all of this? If it's not happening in Abia State, what makes Anambra different?
What makes that Onitsha different is because Onitsha is an international market.
Which Abia is not?
It affects every other part of the country. Even as I'm talking to you now, it affects us in Ibadan here. Because those that are going there couldn't go through the week. So it has affected them in their own business. That is the reason why that one is very, very important. That one is very, very important. But it's unfortunate that the person that is there doesn't have that kind of wisdom.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Thank you so much for your thought. Thank you so much, Mr. John. All right, different views.
I was saying something before that Christopher Musa should not distract Nigerians. What has he done since he became Minister of Defense? Ayo, ask me, what has he done?
Let's take this. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, George calling back.
Welcome back.
You see, the issue of coup, I told you people last week that any wise person will not want to even discuss issue of coup because of suspicion. I'm looking at the whole thing now. If we don't take time, it may just turn around as if it's another thing to round up those who you see that are not supporting you. It may just come to that very soon. Issue of coup, one have to be very, very careful with it. Because if you hear or you know of it before it was exposed and you did not say anything, you are part and parcel of that action. That is the reason why so many people, even wise people within the military and so on in the forces, will not want to talk about it. Let's leave that one there. My father lived all his life trading in Onitsha, all the way from the tail end of Delta, Midwest then, to Onitsha. Every trader around that river Rhine area, every of their crops and everything is always taken to Onitsha market. So Onitsha market is an important market. If Soludo knows the value of Onitsha market, he will not want it to be closed for 5 minutes. So he's making a very big mistake. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your contribution again. Let's go to Lagos State very quickly. Chukwemeka. Makoko demolition, Lagos Assembly to meet community leaders on Tuesday. The Lagos State House of Assembly has invited leaders of the communities affected by the demolition in Makoko and adjoining waterfront settlement to a meeting on Tuesday. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you. Thank you for calling. That's Aderonke, right?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Good morning, Aderonke.
Yeah. On the issue of coup plotting is wrong as the president takes all these problems. So the government and military authorities should empower justice with mercy and not execute those people that are involved. So they should be sentenced to maybe life imprisonment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aderonke, for your call. Makoko, Chukwemeka.
Okay,
we saw what happened
look at
last week.
You see, Ayo, we are the lowest threshold when it comes to recruitment of leaders. You are now calling the leaders of Makoko to a table. Why didn't you go to them first before the demolition began? Why didn't they do that? You see, our leaders just wake up and believe that because you are called a leader, because you are in front of the people, you can do whatever you like. What stopped them from meeting the leaders of this Makoko, first of all, to discuss with them before you roll in the caterpillars to go and destroy the place? This is what I'm also talking about, what is going on in Onitsha. Why Soludo? Why didn't you call? Because he has offended all of them. He has distanced himself from all of them. That is why he now behaves like a dictator. Why didn't these people call Makoko leaders? First of all, this is what we plan to do. Can we put a date? Can we now address this demolition in phases? Okay, we will start from here. But before we do that, you people should go to Susan Swable. Nigeria is the only country where government does things without putting the people into consideration. Look at subsidy removal. Look at what we did about CNG. Everything. You plan it in phases because you are dealing with human beings. You are not dealing with animals.
There are parts of this demolition that seem not to be making the rounds in the news, which, of course, the governor also referred to, that they are not demolishing every part of Makoko.
Whether every part or all the part.
However, it has been said that, of course, the whatever setback was said to be, we're going to take this setback. They have gone beyond, that particular setback.
This one is semantics. Why didn't you meet the people first and foremost? Meet them,
the
call them.
Said this conversation has been on for like 2
but
years.
You don't do that. You don't just wake up and demolish people at places. Now, those people that will demolish their house, where are they going to stay? Is it not the responsibility as a government to provide for them? Or are you just there to be speaking English? What is it? That's a failure of government. You first of all take care of your citizens. Before we do this is what we are going to do. That is where it is. That was why that old man I told you. I told you a story about one old man I interviewed so many years ago. He lived all his life abroad. I was asking him a question. What do you say about Nigerian leadership? The man told me something that I will never forget. He said some of the people we call leaders cannot be allowed to take care of animals in the country where he served.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Wells Radio.
Good morning. That's Mr. Salami.
Salami.
Yeah.
Mr. Salami calling from Awoton.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Yeah, good morning, Mr.
Thank you,
Salami.
sir. God bless you. All right, my brother. Welcome, sir. You see, for me, on the educational market, you see, for me, everybody is just blaming Governor Solido. To me, Governor Solido is not wrong. Honestly speaking, Onitsha, people need to understand that Onitsha holds a strategic place in the annals of Nigeria. Strategic in the center, because I know Onitsha very, very, very well, Mr. Ayo. I'm a Yoruba, but I know Onitsha very well. Right from Head Bridge to Lagos Market or Chanja, everywhere there. In fact, it's like saying from market to from Challenge to Mokola, from one location, one shop, one market, everything just inter. So it's like for anybody to now say one Emma Powerful now say, okay, people should not go to market on every Monday. What for God's sake? I know what a day is to an average Igbo man in business. If you not ask them not every Monday. Now children are being shortchanged from having 5 days in school. They not go to school 4 days. Market people too also. And government has come out to say that look, come out every Monday to your shop. There's even government is losing 9 billion naira every Monday due to that reason. It's true. On international market, really, very large market. I think you understand. Why can't IPOP restrict its activities to maybe within the suburbs and what have you? Why must IPOP hold everybody to ransom? Because it's like you pass through Onitsha to connect the other parts of the southern Nigeria from Onitsha. You connect anything to Ebonyi, Calabar from Onitsha. You go through Forakot and everywhere too. And every Monday too, they say motor should not pass. Yes, I've had that experience. You can't even pass through Onitsha Head Bridge right from every Monday. No, this has to come to pass. It's about self-inflicted, a war against the Igbo people. That is just it.
All right.
So may God help Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami from Awoton. We have to go, Chukwemeka.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
It is well.
We're saying the same thing. Nobody's in support of
it is well. Of course, we shouldn't inflict,
pain on ourselves. Yeah.
And like you said, let's come to a round table seat, and whether in Onitsha or any other place, or Makoko, let's sit together. And even in our markets here, you go to the market, there are little disputes here and there,
everywhere.
That just escalates. And then, if we look at it holistically, we can always talk about it, and then things will be fixed. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you for having me,
for your time. That's all we can take this morning, Ibadan or your state. Thank you for listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. AM Sport will come in next on the program this morning. Remember to be the best version of yourself all the time. You want a good and better Nigeria? Be that good and better Nigerian. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Not just